don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quick jump out, but you let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I run down on them, boy, I have an eye. Running me, talk your shit, bite your lip. Ask for the hard while you ride it.
It's life or death.
Do me a favor and shut your eyes.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Starting off with our different options for an encircling band. There are two ways to secure the band in place in each quadrant, either belt loops or horizontal mattress sutures. For belt loops, make small partial thickness radial incisions and then connect with a crescent blade, making a partial thickness tunnel. It's important that the plane of your crescent blade align with the curvature of the globe, so be cognizant to slightly tilt down towards the posterior edge of the blade. When passing a horizontal mattress suture, we like to keep it long and lean like good old Dr. Ruby, taking care to visualize the needle through the sclera to avoid going too deep. It's important to never apply pressure onto the globe causing indentation, rather let the needle do the work for you and glide through following the natural curve of the needle rather than manually forcing it. 3 commonly used encircling bands, starting with the thinnest 240 band measuring 2.5 millimeters in width and tunnels nicely under scleral belt loops, but can also be sutured if you prefer. Next we have the tried and true 3.5 millimeters in width 41 band. This can also be placed with either belt loops or scleral sutures. And finally the wide 42 band measuring in at 4 millimeters in width. The 42 band should always be placed with sutures, and of note, if doing a primary buckle, we recommend suturing over belt loops to allow for better imbrication. Most of you will have 2 different types of sleeves. The smallest sleeve is the 270 sleeve, which always goes with the 240 band. You can remember 240 band gets a 270 sleeve as both are 3-digit numbers. I remember that the 240 is the band as the 4 in the 240 indicates it wraps around and goes in all 4 quadrants, whereas the 7 in the 270 kind of reminds me of a hook that wraps around and serves as the sleeve. Depending on your institution, you may have either the 72 sleeve or the slightly larger 3084. Both of these sleeves are used for either the 41 or 42 band. So the geometry of the buckle is demonstrated in this schematic, showing the anterior slope, crest, and posterior slope of the buckle. Shown here in this fundus photo with the anterior tabletop edge in white, black circle marking the crest, and blue lines illustrating the posterior slope. It's important that holes lie on the anterior slope of the buckle in front of the crest.
You want to quit stroking my ego and show me what you really got?
We got a 31-year-old female that we did a primary buckle on Monday. She's a young, high myope, phakic with a clear lens, her hyaloid's down. She has a chronic MAC-on inferior detachment that failed at attempted laser retinopexy, as you can see here from the subretinal fluid creeping past the posterior edge of the laser. She had roughly 12 retinal holes scattered across the length of the inferior detachment. Importantly, we marked the most infranasal and infratemporal breaks, which also happen to be the most anterior, as well as the most posterior breaks. These marks will suffice for buckle planing, and it's not necessary to mark all 12 of these retinal holes. Initially, we thought we were going to get away with doing a wide 42 band, but it turned out that the distance between the most anterior and posterior brake was roughly 7 millimeters. Thus, we opted for the 276 asymmetric tire, which provides a full 7 millimeters of imbrication. It has a 2.5 millimeter groove that fits the 240 band. It's called an asymmetric tire as the groove does not run down the middle. It's important that the groove side goes posteriorly. I recommend pre-placing horizontal mattress sutures 9 millimeters apart, as you want at least 1 millimeter of distance between your suture and the edge of the 7 millimeter tire. Go ahead and pre-tie a single 3-throw, so wrap it around your forceps 3 times and lay it down. Cut the tire so that now it's a strip, and then measure out the distance you want it to cover. The trick is to go ahead and place your 240 band in the groove of the 276 tire and fold over and down the overhanging edge of the band. This can make it somewhat easier to thread through. Tie down temporary sutures and then check your buckle height and ensure that you had adequate imbrication. Here she is at post-op day 1, showing the numerous retinal holes all well supported on the anterior slope of the tire. Need a little extra posterior kick, you can apply the 22 button with the 42 band or slip in a 106 under any of the bands. Neither of these elements need to be sutured.
That's all that I know. Foot on the gas, 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy, keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, I'm in my element.
Posterior support is required. You can place a radial 510 sponge with vertical mattress sutures under any band.
I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, flow is like water. I'm fucking superhero. I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth, following God. I know I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah.